Everyone, I'm Justin A. Puntillas, and this is my project called Taxation Then and Now. For this presentation, I choose to talk about the tributo system during the Spanish period. This was one of the earliest forms of taxation here in the Philippines. In this video, I'll explain how it worked, its effects on Filipinos, and finally, how it connects to the taxes we pay today. The tributo was introduced by the Spaniards around the late 1500s. It was an annual tax that every Filipino male, usually aged 16 to 60 years old, had to pay. At first, it was set at 8 reales, which was equal to about 1 peso at the time. If a Filipino didn't have money, he could pay the tax in kind, like rice, chickens, or other local products. Over time, more taxes were added. One of these was the sanctorum tax, which was collected to support the church. Another was the bandala system, where Filipinos were forced to sell their rice and other goods to the government at low prices. On paper, the goal of these taxes was to fund the colonial government and the church. But in reality, it became very unfair because the money and goods collected were often used more for the benefit of Spanish officials and friars, not for the ordinary Filipino. Tributo had a huge effect on Filipino society. For most Filipinos, it was a heavy burden. Imagine being a farmer with barely enough harvest for your family, and then having to give a big part of it away as tax. This caused hardship and poverty for many. It also caused resentment. Taxes were being collected, but there were very few benefits for the local people. Instead, the money mostly went to Spain's colonial government and the church. Because of this, many Filipinos viewed the taxation system as abusive and oppressive. On the other hand, if we think about it more broadly, the tributo system introduced the idea of centralized tax. It showed Filipinos that governments raise funds through taxation. Unfortunately, because it was implemented unfairly, it was remembered more as a tool of exploitation than as a system to help society.
If we think about it more broadly, the tributo system introduced the idea of centralized tax. It showed Filipinos that governments raise funds through taxation. Unfortunately, because it was implemented unfairly, it was remembered more as a tool of exploitation than as a system to help society.
It's my presentation on taxation then and now, focusing on the tributo system. I hope we can all see how understanding history helps us appreciate the importance of fair taxation today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone!